Welcome everybody, following on our series on the Kingdom of God within. And we are now at session 39. Trust you all are awakened, you all are stirred to receive all these profound teachings and info that we are sharing, because ultimately we want to see 5D awakened sons of God all over the earth, as we are elevating from one consciousness to the other consciousness, and also inspire one another through that without comparing and have a competition spirit, which we already outgrown in the 3D illusionary. We are in 5D, encouraging one another, strengthen one another, build one another, exhort one another, and be happy for one another. Now, session 39. Awakening, what it actually looks like. Awakening is not becoming spiritual. It is realizing that much of what you lived from was never real. You wake up to the fact that you are living from a separate self that does not actually exist. This is why so many people argue doctrine, defend beliefs, and cling to scripts. They have never experienced the dismantling of the false ego. They have never watched the illusion 3D collapse. So the illusion must be protected. Awakening is not gaining something, it is losing what was never true. When it happens, it is both a relief and a grief. There is relief because the striving stops. And there is grief because everything you were chasing was built on a life you inherited, pre-programmed with, not one you consciously chose. Most of us were handed a script early. Get a good job, get married, build a life, be successful, be acceptable. You may not have followed it perfectly, but you followed it faithfully. And when awakening comes, it feels like the floor drops out from under that entire story. You don't wake up into bliss, you wake up into honesty. When I encountered the Father in the closet, after a week in darkness, after purification, everything I thought was solid fell away. And here also we can all individually give our testimony with our personal experience with Abba Father, the God within, Source. Firstly, there was sadness. Not because truth is cruel, but because illusion 3D had been familiar. This is the part religion never taught us. We were taught to repress emotion. Anger was failure. Sadness was unbelief. Grief was weakness. So we learned to smile, to declare victory, to say the right words, while remaining disconnected from ourselves. But awakening requires the opposite. Nothing transforms by repression. Everything transforms by being felt. All the leaven must be removed. Everything you are not has to fall away. This is where descent comes in. You cannot ascend without first going down. This is the part people resist. We are taught to fight discomfort, pray it away, rebuke it, spiritualize past it. But awakening asks you to stay, to descend into the deepest layers of fear, grief, anger, loss, and false identity in 3D. Not to be consumed by them, but to let them dissolve. This is why awakening does not feel like bliss at first. It feels like emptiness, because the ego's fuel is gone and the false self has nothing left to perform. Before, religion gave you something to do, something to strive for, something to maintain. Awakening removes the activity so truth can surface. And in that stillness, you discover something unsettling and freeing. You were never separate. You were never lacking. You were never lost. But to realize that you must pass through the places you were taught to avoid. Most people do not want descent. They want transcendence without truth. So they fight awakening instead of allowing it. But those who remain, who stay present in the dark, who let the false self die 3D, who stop running from their own deaths, discover that the way down was the way through. And only then does ascent mean something real. Let us end with the Spirit's whisper on this session. You were never asked to escape the darkness, only to walk through it with truth. Every descent is an invitation, not a punishment. What dissolves was never you. What remains has always been. Sending much love from both of us, we say Shalom, Shalom, Namaste.